topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Inarticulate speech, inarticulate speech of the heart. Inarticulate speech, inarticulate speech of the heart. Inarticulate speech, inarticulate speech of the heart.
Hello, and welcome to It's Your Voice. My name is Bahia Yaksan, and I'm honored to host this show that has enriching conversations in diversity. I'm a core alignment coach, an emotional wisdom training specialist, and a diversity educator. And I'm just totally delighted and honored that every week I get to interview and have a conversation with people from all kinds of backgrounds and fields and businesses. And I want to tell you a little bit about how I met my guest today before I introduce my guest. One of my former guests and future guests is Sandy Holman, who is an amazing consultant on issues related to very constructively and positively addressing systemic oppression, racism, for instance, and making the world better for everyone. She's done brilliant work for over 20 years. She has a thorough understanding of the historical roots that contribute to the ongoing current issues of racism and other challenges, and is amazing at bringing down barriers. One of her latest pieces of work is a documentary that I have not yet seen. I am so eager to see it. I've seen a trailer. I've heard the song, and today we get to have a conversation with the singer. His name is Mr. Lewis. He is a rap artist, and I met him through Sandy. He's also a father and an entrepreneur, and I just want to say thank you for being here. I can't wait to hear more about your story.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for showing up for us today.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So there's just so much I want to ask you about. I'm always so curious, how does an artist become an artist, and all of the kind of support and that process, that journey. But before I ask you about your story kind of background, I'm curious, how did you meet Sandy, and have you guys been working together for much time?
Yes, we have. We've been working together for a couple years now. I actually met Sandy through the African market that we have in Sacramento. Just doing music, doing music there, and just connecting myself with just elders and leaders, and just trying to learn as much as I can. So yeah, that's how we met.
And can you share more about what the African market is?
Oh yes, the African market is just a place on Florin Road out here in Sacramento, and it's just a bunch of people that get together, and we sell our products, we sell food, and just come together. We give. We have all types of shows, and we do things for the youth, and just a place where we can build ourselves up, and the community as well.
And how long has the African market been going in Sacramento?
I think it's been around for about 4 to 5 years, to my knowledge, at least. Yes.
That's wonderful. I can't wait to get there. I have yet to be there. I just only recently learned of it.
Okay.
So I'm really looking forward to showing up and checking it out. So that's where you guys met.
Yes.
And was she in the process of making the documentary called The Cost of Darkness um, when you guys met, or
Oh no, she was no, we had already you know, been hanging for some time, you know, and I've known of her, and she just started doing the documentary just I was, well, to my knowledge at least, you know, probably about like a year ago or so.
oh, that seems like a amazing how quickly the documentary got pulled together.
Yeah.
And so she must have heard you doing music, right?
Yes,
And
yes,
so
yes,
she knew you. She knew your voice. She knew you could sing.
yes,
And what do you want to talk about first? Because I'm really also very curious about your business. And do you want to share the name of your business first and talk about what that is?
definitely. Yes. So the name of my business is called Rebuilding the Culture, and it's just about, you know, uplifting the youth and really rebuilding ourselves to, you know, think better, to do better, to learn skills that will be, you know, like self sufficiency. Um, you know, just like I said, just rebuilding um, from the traumas that we've been through, and just trying to be better, you know, on a daily, consistent base.
Mm.
That's really what rebuilding the culture is.
And was this your idea, your concept?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
And when did it strike you that this is like something you wanted to put your time and energy into?
Um, well, I've kind of always been into just the development of myself. You know, I grew up in a church, so you know that was something that was deep in me. You know, like God was always on my mind. Just, you know, who
Mhm,
is God, and just all those types of questions. So um, as I got older and my mind developed, I kind of just changed a little bit about, you know, just this definition of God and who God is, you know,
mm,
and really, it really like hit me differently when I changed my diet, um, and I became plant based, and I
mm,
started to understand that, you know, God is here, you know, like God is, to me at least, you know, like God the Almighty, you know, what, you know, whatever, you know, anybody wants to call it, but I felt like, yes, God put the power here already for us, and we just have to align ourselves with it in order to be in God mode, what I call it, and to heal ourselves, you know, if we need healing, or, you know, to reach our maximum potential of any way. So like I said, when I changed my diet and I understood that, because, you know, I have you know, just sicknesses and stuff run through our families. You know what I mean? A lot of our families, health issues and stuff like that.
mhm,
And like I learned that, you know, you can't, you know, praying wasn't just fixing the problem, you know, like always just praying and wishing and wanting wasn't really doing anything. But, you know, I mean, it's good for our spirits, it's good for our minds, definitely. But like I said, when I learned to really put more action into
mm,
what I was doing and what I want, I started understanding, like, you know, that's God right there, you know.
mm.
And yes, that really changed everything for me.
That is so interesting, and I only learned about, like, plant-based eating through, one of my sisters, and she showed us 2 documentaries about
Mhm.
how incredibly healthful it is
Definitely.
and life-changing, and how different your life is when you are maximizing the your human energy,
Right.
you know, and you're clearing your system, and you sleep better, and you everything better, you walk better. You so that's really interesting that you also it was, kind of life-changing for you to you must have just felt like, I don't know, healthier, stronger, clearer?
Definitely did. I learned a lot of this through somebody named Dr. Sabi, and he, spoke a lot about DNA and just alkaline and acid base, and how alkaline was basically the healing component of life, and
Hmm.
acidic, was things that broke down our bodies and things like that. So
Hmm.
it just kind of made so much sense to me that I had to just keep on digging into it and researching, um, just as much as I can.
Wow. And how long ago was that you started moving your diet to be plant-based?
It's been 5 years now.
Wow. Okay, so it is definitely your lifestyle.
Definitely.
That's not 5 months, 5 years.
Right.
Wow, that's wonderful. And so are you still did the is, rebuilding the culture, um, is it connected to the church, or is it, like, out in just kind of, extended into the broader community?
Yeah, I would say that it's a community based thing now. It's a self thing now. Like I said, my mindset has changed, outside uh, outside of that. Um, I kind
Right.
of separated from the religious
Yeah.
thoughts and just became more inner spiritual and
Mm.
outer, with the planet and with what we're on. So that's kind of what rebuilding the culture is about.
That's right. You did say that a kind of a growth out of and your a new concept of God, what God is and how to kind of actualize yourself.
Yes.
Cool. And is it like I'm trying to get an idea of does because it can I'm sure it operates like creatively and how do people access it? Like and do you have is it like do you have meetings or with the pandemic is it do you have online things? Is it people just
As far as
come
like the website and everything.
Well, like, how do people who could really use rebuilding the culture connect to it? And then, how do y'all get together? Like, is there any kind of regular get together, or does it really depend on the individual and what they want? And
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. It just depends on the individual. I've kind of been just growing this over the years. I haven't got to a place where I really want to be at yet. So I've been
Mhm,
doing a lot of this on my own. I do have, friends and family that connect with me, like social media and at the African market and just everywhere, online a lot, since the pandemic, but yes, it's really I'm trying to reach. I try to reach people through my music, through my cooking videos, or whether I'm talking about you know birthing babies and just learning skills that'll help us be more self sufficient and things like that. Like I try to do as much talking as I can. I try to get out as much as I can to shows and events. I actually do street shows where I go
mm,
to Old Sacramento and I just post on the street corner out there, and I have my speaker and I do my music. Mostly I do my music and I sell my clothing, and I speak a little bit, but I like for my art to do the talking for me mostly.
mm. Okay, so you have clothing too.
Yes, I do.
Wow, okay, that's awesome. Gosh. And do you, like, bring some out, like, when you're playing music and you set up on the corner? Is your clothing out too so people can see that
Yes,
as well?
yes,
Okay.
yes, I do. It's
And
called God mode and goddess mode.
oh, cool. Is that I see on the wall behind you? Is that
Oh,
a
no,
sample?
that's just a picture right there. I have it on my
Okay.
shirt right there.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Oh, good. Yay, we have a sample. I'm sorry for anybody who's listening on the radio. Thank you for listening. But you can go later and look at the video and see the sample sweatshirt Mr. Lewis has on. So, okay. And cooking videos, do you post them? Or
Yes,
do you
yes.
just
I
okay.
got I post them on my YouTube channel. I got a lot of different videos. Like I try to just remake a lot of foods that I grew up liking, pizzas and tacos and hamburgers, and just try to do it in a way more healthier way with alkaline foods. Sometimes, I don't you always use alkaline foods because, people are sometimes not used to that, so try to just slowly work things, you know, just progress things as people are learning or getting into it just the
Mhm.
same way I did.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. So when did you start singing? Like, tell us about how you like cultivated mm, the artistic voice in yourself.
Well, I've been doing music for about 10 years now. And really, I started off with poetry. And well, really, it was just me writing my feelings down. Like I said, I used to read the Bible a lot. And I just would have these thoughts. I would have feelings. Just, I felt alone a lot when I was growing up. Um, I had five sisters and two brothers, but my mom and dad only had me. So, my family was kind of separated all the time. My brothers and sisters was with their moms or with their dads, you know, and then sometimes it was just me and my mom. So, I always just have feelings, just certain thoughts, and I just would always write them down. Then I started doing poetry, um, and then hooked up with one of my friends. His name is Keyshawn, and he was actually doing music. We used to like rap at lunchtime in high school, just playing around. People making beats on the table, and we would rap. But I never took it seriously. I just was doing it to be funny,
Huh.
and yeah, just over time, I kind of just developed my sound, my voice, and just really what I'm doing now.
And is this a good time to like do a
Play the
rap
beat.
first?
Yeah, I definitely can.
That'd be
Definitely can.
great. I know we have a video later of you singing the "Cost of Darkness" song, but let's hear something because it's. I just appreciate you're willing to like, yeah, I can rap on the show. Why not?
So this song that I'm going to do is called "Somehow Some Way,"
Okay.
and I actually just dropped the video. I do make videos. I shoot videos as well for people, for chefs out here, musicians, all types of people. Whoever needs videos, really, I shoot videos for them. But this song that I'm going to do, just a cappella, is called "Somehow Some Way," and the verse starts off like this. We plotting and planning. We won't get far if there's no understanding. They will not listen if you too demanding. We done took off. There was no need for landing. We clearing up space, making room for expanding. I love what I do. I think I am outstanding. I've been out the house focusing on my branding. It's Mr. Lewis. You can't call me Cameron. I'm somewhere working. Come get with the movement. I know where I'm headed. I know what I'm doing. It's in my work ethic. I'm steady improving. Can't handle the pressure. Well, then keep it moving. I am not lazy. I'm not used to losing. My focus is famine. What I've been pursuing. Straight off the back, I'm not with the confusion. I'm keeping it simple and finding solutions. We finding a way. I'm minding my own. That's how I get it done. I'm minding my business. Check the score. It's been a 20-year run. They know how we coming. This is bigger than me, but I know I'm the one. I know that I am. My little ones don't even know what's begun. This is just the beginning. I'm paving a path that's gonna lead them forever. This gonna lead them forever. They gonna see where we took it and make it way better. They gonna figure it out. They gonna learn self-sufficiency is the real treasure. And that family matters. Let's pull it together. Somehow, some way, we're gonna make it about this place. Somehow, some way, we're gonna make it about this place. It sounds way better with the actual music to it, but definitely, that's just a little sample for you.
Wow, that's amazing. That was so powerful and so positive.
Definitely. Yeah, that's what I focus on, just keeping it positive, empowering people, making, just uplifting music, just because I feel like we have enough music that's bringing us down and breaking us down and, causing lots of destruction and negativity to our culture and just as us as individuals, the little ones that seem to look up to this type of music now because it's hot, it's what they playing, and I'm trying to do my part to just keep the good energy flowing.
Wow, that's incredible. We definitely need that infusion,
Definitely.
whether it's in music or conversations, or that's fantastic. And it's so nourishing and positive. Again, it's just, I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful for positive music, because
Definitely.
music is so powerful and so influential.
Hmm.
I think more than we realize, like when we have the radio on and we think we're not paying attention to the lyrics, but how it is when you listen to a song over and over again, the thoughts penetrate,
They
and
do.
it's making a recording in your mind. So I I
Those
remember years
vibrations.
ago talking to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'll say those vibrations, they get to us, regardless if we're not hearing what's being said, just we're feeling it.
That's true. Yes, it is incredible. So thanks for that
Thank you,
comment.
thank you.
Yeah, I remember years ago. I mean, I think I was in my 20s talking to a group of people when I was early on, encouraging people to think about what is diversity and where do we have it and not have it, and how do we make it equitable. I remember there was a music teacher, a professor of music at a college at the talk, and one thing I had mentioned was, like, even the songs we listen to, like, listen to the songs,
Mm.
who are they including,
Right.
and are they violent, are they destructive, like you said. So and I remember the professor of music came over to me and thanked me for asking the audience to think about lyrics.
Definitely.
And I mean, that might sound like I'm stating the obvious, but I just don't think we do it enough. So I'm so glad you're here doing this.
Me too.
And so how do people well, I'm curious, how many songs have you, like, produced or written or recorded? Do you have a number of different songs people can find and listen to?
Definitely. On my YouTube channel, which is Mr. Lewis, um, I have about 400 videos. I think 200 of them are uh, music videos. I have a studio at my house, and like I said, I've been doing it for about 10 years now. So, uh, right when I started being able to record myself, that's what I did. I just started recording and putting it out. Just however, I just started right, right there. It was the quality was bad and everything like that, but I still just was like, this is where I'm at, and this is what I'm going to give, and it was positive. It didn't sound as good, but I knew that I was gonna develop with it. So yes, my YouTube channel, you can find my music. Also on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, all that good stuff. I'm on all the platforms.
At Mr. Lewis. And do they have to write that apostrophe, like M apostrophe STER, for people on the radio who can't see the banner?
Yes, yes. So it's MSTERLEWIS on YouTube, and for all social medias except for Instagram. Instagram won't allow the apostrophe, so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just everything without. It's MSTERLEWIS on
Mr.
Instagram.
Lewis. Fantastic. 400 videos.
Yes,
Wow. You have been busy. So did you find that I know, well, there's so many cultures and subcultures in America, and so many different families and family styles and different values that families value or not. Did you find that you were surrounded by family and or friends who supported you being creative and supported your artistic efforts, or were you discouraged? Like, was that what did you have to spend any energy or time trying to convince people like, no, this is what I want to do. This is part of my purpose, or were you just really fully supported from the beginning, uh,
Uh,
mentally, morally,
nah,
emotionally?
I'm still trying to get my family and the
Mm.
people around me to support and understand what I'm doing, but I know it's because it's a shift in the way we live, just like changing your diet. It's like people like,
Mhm,
nah, I don't want to stop eating meat and eat vegetables. Like I've been, they're so used to what they've been doing. And
mhm.
it's the same way with the music. Like my music is like going vegan. It's like, you know, I've been listening to, all these cuss words and all this, you know, just I've been listening to just what makes me feel good more than
Mm,
what makes sense for so long that it's hard for people to make that transition. But there are people in the community and outside different states and countries that do support what I'm doing. So I just try to keep finding my way and trying to open different doors as I can to find those people who want to change and who are already there, and even the people who are ahead of me. So yeah, I'm just trying to keep it going. Sacramento is I would say it's a slower city than most cities that are around us, like Oakland and San Francisco and LA and stuff like that. So people are more laid back, and I
mhm.
feel like my energy is just so up. And like I said, like I get outside and I do street shows, and like I have a lot of energy, and I feel like people aren't really there yet here in Sacramento.
Mm. Well, you're leading the way.
Definitely.
I'm sure it's evolving. I mean, clearly it is.
Yes,
Wow, okay. So, yeah, it's never an easy pathway, is it?
not at all. I gave up basketball. That's what I was doing when I was younger. Just
Mhm.
wanted to play basketball. I thought that was it for me. And I just decided like, nah, this isn't my path. Like, yeah, so it's been a journey though. With my little ones. I got 5 little ones.
I was gonna ask because you mentioned birthing. Um, so when you talk about and that's incredible. Like, how let me just ask how, like, with the oldest to the youngest, what are the ages of your little ones?
So my oldest is 13, and then 9, 5, 3, and 2.
Oh, 3 little ones. Wow. Is your 13-year-old into music?
Not as much. We did some songs, before. Like I wrote some songs for them, and they made some videos that I shot for them and put on their YouTube channel. But
Oh,
he's
cool.
he's he's more into drawing. He's more into building. He's more into video games. Like all the rest of the little ones, the young people nowadays. But I just try to keep him in those areas.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, definitely. Just the
yeah,
creative side of things.
that's fantastic. That's nourishment. That's fantastic that you're doing that for your children. And
Yeah.
so what I'm curious about birthing, and when you say, like, what's your angle? Like, when you talk about birthing, um
Well, I learned a lot of just different things over the year. So, like my past 2 babies that I had, well, not me, my lady, she had them naturally, and we kept the placenta attached, and I didn't circumcise my son.
Mhm,
So just keeping it way more natural, just
mhm,
trying to
mhm.
keep as much of them as I can. I didn't get any shots for them. So I have to homeschool all of them. Um, and yeah, that's just how I'm trying to keep it, trying to keep us as natural as we were supposed to be, how the creator made us. I feel like none of these things are mistakenly there that,
Mhm.
they just want to snip off or cut or take out, or, the things that they do. So, I just try to stay away from a lot of that different stuff, making sure we breastfeed, making sure that we put the right things in our body as much as possible. I'm not perfect with it,
Mhm.
but just having a more clearer mind, and uh, just a forward thinking, like, okay, we want our little ones to be better, so let's give them better, in every way possible, from the food to how I'm talking to, just how we raising them and everything. And again, it's not perfect. I'm not perfect with it. I make mistakes like us all, and I'm just learning how to communicate better. I'm learning how to, you know, be honest, and just, trust the process.
Wow, trusting the process. Wow, I was curious because I gave birth at home with my kids with midwives,
Definitely.
and so, okay. Here's a question: how long do you keep the umbilical cord attached? Does it fall off on its own? I've never heard of this. It's a cool concept.
Yes, yes. You keep it on until it falls off by itself. Just like when they cut it, when they cut it off, it takes a couple of weeks, and it falls off by itself. So it's the same process. We kind of get this pad, and we put a bunch of herbs and things on it to make it smell good, and keep it covered up, and let the body continue to drain all the blood and the stem cells and all the things that it needs until it's ready to fall off on its own. So yes, yes,
I'm sure there are lots of nutrients in it
definitely.
for like that's the was part of the food system growing the baby. So
Hmm.
you're extending the time that they can get those nutrients from
Yes,
that.
yeah. Just trying to heal, as much as we can. We need lots of healing, lots and lots of it.
Yeah, that's right. I waited for a while. I did eventually get my children, vaccinated, but I waited until they were much older. And then not everybody has the choice to wait. Not everybody has a choice to has access even. Um, but I had a kind of a similar feeling of I wanted their immune systems to be strong and developed.
Right.
And then I know it's really controversial,
Yeah.
but I was just identifying with that, you know,
Yeah.
being
It's a really a tough thing to be a part of. Uh,
mhm,
Kind of seems forced. And I know a lot of people are just doing what they think is best.
for
And
sure, for
yeah,
sure.
so
And
it's
based on
definitely. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say based on the information that we have, right? That we do our best. And yeah, I just hope everybody has the most accurate, you know, information possible to make the best decisions they can for their families.
Right. Yeah, and sometimes it's thinking outside of what the government is saying. Sometimes it's going a little deeper and seeing just more possibilities. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say for the record, we are all doing COVID vaccines. I do feel like we're more protected from just my belief system, from my research, just to share that with you. Um, but it took a long time before I did the standard ones,
Mm.
when my kids were older. And I did them. I was able to separate them because I wanted their bodies to adjust to the different vaccinations. And again, not everybody has the choice to do that. Sometimes that's one reason I did home birthing was just to have a sense of being able to control the environment.
Right, right, definitely. That's big. That's big, and that's one thing. Another reason why I will never go back to the hospital to have a baby, just because it's like again, it just seems like an enforced environment. My last pregnancy that I was involved with at the hospital, it just seems like they're rushing things. You know, they want you to hurry up, and they want you to get out the bed so they can put somebody else in there. You know, they want to cut you. They want to give you, you know, these things to make you, you know, make the cervix wider, and just not letting things happen the way that it's supposed to. And it's just really uncomfortable for me to see, you know. So
Yeah. And for
I
women
can
to
only imagine what, you know, the women are going through in this area of their lives, you know.
That's so true. And I mean, we have been doing it forever, right? Or human beings wouldn't still be here.
Right,
It's
right.
definitely a natural process, and there are natural hormones that decrease pain, so it is bearable. But again, I mean, you know, there are times when the kind of miracles of modern medicine are needed. So I'm
Yeah,
grateful for those two
definitely.
as the backup. Well, back to your music. Thanks for that. That was interesting. So I'm curious if this might be a good time to maybe tell listeners and viewers about the Cost of Darkness and the song, and then we'll ask our sound engineer to play the video song that you sang for the documentary, called "The
Definitely.
Cost of Darkness."
So
So,
yes, I actually just performed the song. I had a producer make the beat, and then I shot the video with the help of Sandy and my oldest son. His name is Jaden, and then I edited the video. But yeah, Sandy, she put all the lyrics together on this. It was the first time that, you know, I opened up to allow someone to write lyrics for me, you know, and I felt like it was a good thing because there was things that she was talking about that I never touched on before, you know,
hmm,
and it was a learning process for me as well, just trying to fit what she was saying into, you know, a beat, and just you know, I had to show her how to do bars and 16s and different things like that. And again, I learned from her just with the message, and we're just working on some more things. And it's a very powerful song, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. I'm happy that Sandy, you know, chose me to be the voice for the song. And yes, the documentary it's out, and uh yes, I appreciate you guys for just listening.
well, before we play that, Roxy, I just wanted to say again, I have not seen the documentary yet, but I do know Sandy's work is powerful. She's probably one of the most knowledgeable human beings I have met in understanding history and um, how different factors contribute to oppression or addressing it and shifting patterns. Is like incredibly positive, loving person, and not at all afraid of cutting straight to the truth.
Right.
Um, so this would be a great time to run that video now, Roxy, if you can, please.
This is the cost of darkness. Our beauty is in our blackness. This is the cost of darkness.
Caste has me on the bottom and you on the top. The impacts of slavery have never stopped, and they think that this gon' work for us, but it's not. There's a lot of things missing from what we was taught. Institutions designed for the white and the rich. They handing out crumbs and they think that they slick. Can't keep working like this, thinking things gon' get fixed. We must change our approach and avoid all they tricks.
Let's go.
Let's understand the foundations of hate.
We gotta do it.
And equity is something it creates. Injustice, they put that on my people's plate. But freedom's the only thing that we ain't ate. If complacency and white supremacy reign, we will endure generational pain. Decades and decades and things still the same. No more asking, we now will be coming to change.
This is the cost of darkness.
Fueled by a dominant land. This is the cost of darkness. If we don't fight, then nobody wins. This is the cost of darkness. We must demand our right to exist. Our beauty is in our blackness. Until things change, we'll always resist. Rise up and do what you need to do. We need honesty, people to speak the truth. We just chart a new course for me and you. Overhauling community systems too. This country was built off enslavement. We need reparations, where's our pavement? We need culture, foundation, and patience. Lots of healing in hearts like the Haitians. White supremacy's global, look at its reach. This the narrative that all the schools teach. They suppressing our people's true history. Always trying to make it look like we the beast. We must free our minds from their reality. This type of change creates equity. We cannot let them take our integrity. This is for our elders and our legacy.
Tell me, Mr. Lewis, what the people gonna do?
Rise up and get involved, fight for justice and the truth.
Tell me, Mr. Lewis, what the elders gonna say?
Abba and the ancestors will lead the way.
Tell me, Mr. Lewis, how the people persevere?
Take care of our bodies, never give in to the fears.
Tell me, Mr. Lewis, will we ever be free?
That depends on changing things in solidarity. This is the cost of darkness, fueled by a dominant land. This is the cost of darkness. If we don't fight, then nobody wins. This is the cost of darkness. We must demand our right to exist. Our beauty is in our blackness. Until things change, we'll always resist.
Wow. Wow. That is powerful.
Definitely.
Wow, leaves me speechless. But luckily there's a comment I can read. Oh wow, that was deep. Great groove. The music and the lyrics speak the truth. Great tune. Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel.
Oh my goodness. I'm just really feeling that vibrating. I just listened to it just echoes some of the words of Dr. Martin Luther King. I just listened to his I Have a Dream speech again today. And the whole remind us of some of the lyrics of how we working in solidarity. What is that line when was that Sandy in the video saying, Mr. Lewis, tell us how will we be free?
Mr. Lewis, what the people going to do? Yes,
Okay.
yes, I was.
Okay, wow, that's awesome. She's in there. I saw her in another scene. And what was the line about solidarity?
Let me go back.
Okay.
In my mind. Hold on 1 second. Tell me, Mr. Lewis, what the people going to do? Rise up and get involved, fight for justice and the truth. Tell me, Mr. Lewis, what the elders going to say? Hoppers and the ancestors will lead the way. Tell me, Mr. Lewis, how the people persevere. Take care of our bodies, never give in to the fears. That depends on changing things. Oh, yeah, she said, tell me, Mr. Lewis, will we ever be free? That depends on changing things in solidarity. So, yeah, just keeping that tight community and keeping things within ourselves and changing ourselves at the same time, because, we are doing this to ourselves at the same time, like we're so conditioned into this that, we're doing it to each other. So it's like, if we don't change how we're being solid to one another, then we can't change the bigger picture of it all,
Wow. Yeah. Well said. Oh my gosh. And so it was that depends on changing things in solidarity. That
Yes,
is
yes.
just so incredible. Boy, I don't know how she encapsulates things, and those lyrics are amazing. There's so much in every one of those lines. And I missed that question. What was your favorite part about making this music in this video? Thanks for the question.
What was my favorite part about? I would say the video. Like I always like making the videos. Just being able to go down to the African market. Shona McDaniels. She is the person who has the museum, that had all of the information and all of the pictures that we got to that we got to see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that was my favorite part about um, just doing the song in general, just being able to bring it to life to show people what we're saying. You know, that's always my favorite part.
Yeah, there were an amazing visuals in the video. I really hope radio listeners get to go check that out later, and most of all, the documentary, which we'll talk about. Um, I just wanted to touch on what you said about and the line, and you're reinforcing it afterwards of how important it is to take care of ourselves and how important it is, like you said, like oppression, we can internalize it too.
Right.
What, whether we internalize stereotypes of being women or being African American or being gay or what, that internalization can so often lead to our destroying ourselves.
Hmm.
And sometimes we're not even consciously just repeating a negative concept without even realizing we just internalize it and we're just bringing ourselves down. So I really appreciate not only the lyric and song, but also you reinforcing how important it is to take care of ourselves
Right.
and get really clear who we really are and what is our
Mhm.
truth, and stand in our truth and feel our beauty and actualize it, and not be afraid of being the brilliant, beautiful human beings,
Right.
and just kind of it just and it's totally non-blaming way.
Definitely.
It's the compassion is also something that just really strikes me of that's just within the lyrics,
Hmm. Yeah.
and
It's like, we know, not all of us know, but for those who do know what's wrong with us, and what is wrong and what's going on, it's like we have to do better now, as a whole. It's just like, okay, we know what's wrong. I know what I'm doing wrong, you know so let me just put out good energy, and let me just do better. And it's like, it's for everybody, for everybody to do the same. So yeah, it's not really, yeah, it's really an internal thing.
yeah, it's internal, and while we ask for external support and do things in solidarity that
Right.
ultimately really, really, really do benefit everyone,
Yes.
everyone.
Yeah.
Doesn't It's not trading out, "We're oppressed, now it's your turn to be oppressed." No, 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 it's making everything with equity,
Right.
makes life better for everyone, and I see we only have a couple minutes left. Wow. Can you give us any information about how I don't know, I don't think yet the Cost of Darkness is gonna be available to the general public. I know that in February, but you know more about, Sandy's plan. I know every Wednesday in February, there's gonna be a community dialogue based on what the Cost of Darkness encapsulates and captures. Um, so I know that would be available. I think that's available online, but can you share more about how people can access that?
I'm sorry. I I can't do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's okay. If people are interested, because again, I think right now the access will be limited even in February,
Mhm.
but to find out more, I will definitely convey, and Sandy will be on soon. Sandy herself will be
And
on soon.
they can definitely go to the Culture
Yes.
Co-op.com, her website, to see, what she's doing, to speak with her more, add her on Facebook,
Yeah,
Sandy Holman, and, just reach out to her for more information.
that's perfect. The Culture Co-op, for sure. Beautiful website. Reach out to Sandy Holman, and she will gladly share the this incredible piece of collective work that will be featured every Wednesday in February, is one way to honor Black History Month.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for being here today. I
Thank you for
really
having
appreciate this. I can't wait to hear more of your music. And I always like to thank our listeners. Thank you for tuning in. Anybody who has the radio on, you can find Mr. Lewis's website, rebuildingtheculture.com. And he has an Instagram, at Mr. Lewis. You can find my programs on how to address patterns of oppression that I lead as a coach and a trainer at knowwhatyouwantcoaching.wordpress.com. And I want to encourage everyone. Thanks, Roxy. Thanks to our producer, Dean Piper. Thanks, Sandy. And again, Mr. Lewis. And I want to encourage everyone to tune in next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, again, to W4CY Radio or Talk4 TV to watch us live. And I hope everyone has enriching conversations in diversity this week.
Yes, yes.
Inarticulate speech, inarticulate speech of the heart. Inarticulate speech, inarticulate